you know where to go?
No.
Having driven our HiAce four-wheel drive across Australia to test a new 48-volt system being developed by EGON,
2,000 watts, 2,700 watts.
then Heine drove it from Melbourne via Sydney to Brisbane. This then is the ongoing story of the real-world testing of the HiAce 4x4 platform as an overlander explorer, which includes a run from here in Brisbane all the way across Australia to our homes in Perth.
On the corrugations, it was phenomenal on corrugation.
We believe that this project marks a huge leap ahead in the idea of an urban van as a true off-road overlander, but also a revolution in 48 volts, a product that simplifies it so much that it can be put into the hands of everybody. You're going to need seatbelts for this one. It's a bumpy ride. Do not let these calm scenes in a shopping mall deceive you.
I've chosen to start this video because things can't get much lower than this. Well, Heine's not here at this very moment because he was in the crapper. I was just saying that things can't get much worse. We're in Brisbane on Sunday morning. We're about to start our adventure. All the shops are closed. Everything is closed. We can't get into our accommodation. So we've got all our bags on shopping trolleys in a mall. And we both hate malls.
I hate malls, but on the plus side, my shopping cruiser is equipped with the state-of-the-art off-road suspension. You know, I've been really nervous about this trip. There's so many first things happening on this trip. First time to install the 48-volt hub. First time to install a suspension that's brand new. And then we're gonna take all of that to drive 5,500 kilometers through the red center of Australia.
And we're going to start by pushing our kit through the mall.
Of all places.
It's a big deal, this. There's so much that could go wrong. But you know, we're just so full of confidence that everything's going to go right. What about the 48-volt hub? It's the very, very first one. And it's got to survive 6,000 miles of varied terrain. And it's the very, very first one.
Never ever been fit. I've never fitted that before.
No,
So
nobody in the world has.
It's not tested in any sort of way, and we're very far away from our home, so we're relying on this van to drive because that will take us home.
The interior of the van is not equipped for camping, but that's not going to stop us buying some creature comforts. We have ample AC current at our disposal because we have a long drive ahead of us.
Let's buy appliances so we can use 240 volt as much as possible. Induction cooker for $54. Or do you feel more like a two-station buffet or non-stick grill plate? We can do pizza as well with all the energy we've got available.
Oh, it's just the two of us. We just need one. Get that thing. Does it work on induction?
That works on induction.
There you go.
But something for boiling water would be good for spaghetti and stuff like that.
Gonna do what?
Sandwich press.
Okay, good. Electric blanket. It's going to be extremely cold in the desert. Absolutely freezing. I have no intention of freezing myself.
Yeah, it is going to be cold, but use a thin oil heater. Powers that. Godspeed, guys.
Godspeed, guys. Gonna go and see the van for the first time. Haven't seen it yet. I've seen one picture, one photograph of the van with the new converter on it. Seeing it for the first time. Quite excited.
I'm really excited about it. I mean, the pictures that we saw you could hardly see anything about it.
Yeah.
So I'm got no clue what it looks like with the roof.
Is that our Uber?
Yes, that is our Uber.
Okay.
Our Uber will take us from our lodging to Bus 4x4, a company responsible for the four-wheel drive conversion of the HiAce, where they will fit the suspension that we have imported. It's been made especially for us, and update the four-wheel drive conversion to the very latest iteration of the conversion. What do you reckon? Look at that. Look at that. But look at that. That is the headspace roof conversion for HiAce. It's the very first production unit.
Look at the inside.
What now will the engineers at Bus 4x4 make of the suspension components that we have received?
Can't wait to see these things installed in there.
I think they're going to look great.
Yeah.
Nice efficient.
Mining application, that's 100%.
That's perfect. That works well for the customers who are using those type of applications. So it's good to be able to offer an option. Hey, they look great.
Right?
How good's that? They're fantastic.
Our job in the next week is to provide a performance appraisal of the new shock absorbers.
It's a different beast, isn't it?
Yeah, so you got adjustable spring perch as well,
Yes.
and then the top ball.
Yeah, so you should be able to adjust that from the engine bay.
Wow. Okay. Oh, and damping at the top.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So,
And
very cool.
for us,
We won't be needing this. That normally gets.
yeah, I was hoping that we
Removed?
can just cut that off.
We don't use that either. So you can adjust your preload, and then you can adjust your height.
Well, that looks promising. He certainly is interested in it and enthusiastic, and that's a major hurdle overcome because these were made especially for us by a specialist suspension manufacturer in another country, speaking a different language. That itself was a challenge. By the looks of it, they got it right.
It's a strong story as well because we'll be doing 5,500 kilometers to quite remote places. You know, all under the umbrella of what could possibly go wrong.
Which gives us today to sort out a whole lot of other things. But of course, the first thing we want to get to is the Headspace camper roof conversion. Nice to be back in the van.
Oh, so nice. And Ollie asked me about the carpet and he said, we can either do it grey or we can do it black. And I went, I'm not sure. What do you want to showcase? And he said, I think the black looks really good.
The black is nice. We can put all our... We can...
Yeah, I think that's right. You know, and I do like that because we've got timber on the inside now and there should be carpet in the tent because I think it's nicer. Plus, you don't get as much condensation dripping on you that way.
Yeah.
For the first time, drum roll, corny drum roll, let's open the roof.
I've got no idea how to open this. I can't open that from the inside because there's timber roof in the way. So I think you do that. Behold, the second story.
God, look at that. That's brilliant. All right, open the inside. Okay, push that all the way up. Do the main one first. Main one needs to go up first.
There's stuff on the wall.
Ah, okay.
There's locks here. I can operate them from underneath.
Interesting.
To the bottom. Okay. I'll have to ask Ollie about that. That's a huge amount of space that way, because I can. That's actually quite smart. Yeah, there is so much room in here.
Totally impressed. Totally impressed. Few refinements. Actually, hardly any. Eh?
It's brilliant.
It's brilliant.
The makers of this conversion, Headspace Campers, has also come up with an alternative design to the opening, hinging at the front. And it's a pretty smart idea because it means that differing ideas of installation layouts in the HiAce can be accommodated.
The chances of surviving an off-road trip with this, how it is at the moment, are very low. And just in case the vehicle survives, our bags definitely won't. I'll show you why. Because the bump stop here has got almost no room in between the chassis and the bump stop. So as soon as we hit something as big as a tablespoon at the moment, we hit the bump stops. Like a stick is enough to hit the bump stops. That on corrugations might very well damage the chassis of the vehicle. So we had to find something really quickly we can lift the vehicle up a little bit more, because with the tent on it, with the bar work on it, with the stuff that we put into the interior already, the factory springs that are in here aren't cutting it anymore. So we did the unthinkable and we went to Iron Man, because they are the only people that make heavy duty springs, at least that we know of, what we could find in a hurry. And we did get some medium duty, unfortunately not heavy duty springs. These are for 300 kilograms constant load rating, got bushes for them as well. We hope that they are better than the factory springs. At this stage, we don't know. We hope that from that much in between the bump stops and the chassis, we can at least get to that much. That would be okay. That would pull us through. So there's another problem with the van. If you look at the back, there's a mud flap missing. But we found a rubbish bin. And look, there's mud flaps here, and I think, yep, we're gonna have 4 mud flaps.
Now we'll leave the other one as it is.
This is now a Ford HiAce.
Chuck him in the back. I knew Iron Man was good for something.
Turns out it's Ford mud flaps that they're really good at. Okay.
Stop looking at the dumpster longingly.
The day turned out to be extremely useful, time well spent, but really we couldn't hold back our excitement and the concern about the suspension. Would it fit and would it work? I think we should do a cutaway now to what we're seeing, this fascinating scene. Really beautiful Brisbane out of the front windscreen. Isn't that stunning? There, folks, there's Brisbane for you. Pretty cool, eh? Fact is, Brisbane is one of the most beautiful cities in Australia.
This is its butt end. And it's not a pretty butt.
And this is the butt end of Brisbane, and it's not even a pretty butt end. But it's a beautiful city, really. The CBD, the river frontage and everything, it's beautiful.
There is fairly a comparison between that bit and that bit in here, because that will give us the stability.
We'll find it. Yeah, we'll get a location.
Just cut it big enough with a hole saw or something. That
I'm gonna have to go get those original nuts. Hold it there for a sec, Aaron.
This day is quite typical for me. It's part of my job. When I'm building a vehicle, I will spend some time in a workshop and have the things, not that I'm supervising, but I'm documenting. Here's a little bit different because what we've fitted now are trial products. They've never been fitted before. So this is bus 4x4 helping me out. It's not a bus 4x4 product. Okay, it might become one day, but it's not now. They're just being very generous in helping us get this perfect. But the day for me is quite long and tedious because it's a lot of waiting around and then a lot of excitement and a great deal of excitement when something never done before works first time. Tea break for the team. You know what's amazing about this build is that it's been so educational. There's so much to learn because everything is so new. We've never done it before. G'day, hello there.
You're sitting in my chair.
Well, I'm using it.
Get the fuck off. So what you've got now is you've just got a longer travel in the shock absorber. You've got more travel in through your...
Yeah, but it's not really going to go up much higher.
No, it'll go up a little bit more, maybe, but not as heavy.
Not
that
too
will depend on the rebound on the spring, on how heavy the springs are.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah.
That is day one completed at bus 4x4. The most difficult part was to get the front struts in, and would they fit? Would they work? And to set the right height. We have lots of flexibility with the system. The guys got it. They were just 10 millimeters out and a lot of guesswork. So it works. We obviously haven't driven it yet. That's for tomorrow. Tomorrow we do the rear springs. We're going to put on some mud guards and a few other little bits and pieces. And by the end of tomorrow, we should be out of here.
Different way is a good idea.
We have returned to bus 4x4. In our absence, they've completed the front suspension installation, set up the heights for the springs and dampers, and it all worked well. Everything fitted. Now it's a chance of the rear suspension. Fitting the Ironman 300 kilogram constant springs. But we are concerned that they also will not be sufficient to carry the load. Even the load now that doesn't have a fully equipped camping system installed.
I think the clearance that we will gain from the heavier load springs will be somewhere in between this length and this length. Roughly. Give or take.
But most exciting are the shock absorbers. These ones were made up especially for us, according to our design criteria. They're the only ones in existence, and our job is to fit them and test them and report back.
You can see how good the old shocks are. Oh, yep. They're gone. Let's try that again. There's not a lot left there.
That is really surprising. These shocks only have 8,000 kilometers on them.
This is on a medium setting. I think they will still do some work. The old ones aren't doing anything at all. Did you guys set the stiffness on these already? Okay. Then I didn't stuff it up.
They are a separate reservoir design with cooling fins. They should provide excellent damping with heavy loads, corrugations, and tough off-road use.
It's lunchtime. What do you reckon? How do you reckon progress?
Different than we thought, but I think it's better than we thought because we're getting a fair few upgrades done to the bus 4x4 system that they've done over the last 2 years that weren't part of the build when it was done for us. So I think it's really valuable and really good that we get these upgrades made.
Parts of that is that there are now brackets and rubbers that protect the side here, also to the back. So this really finishes off the whole wheel arch. Since everything's higher now, the wheel arch comes down a little bit more. And then also on this side here, we've got these new brackets here to hold the sway bar links on it. See, there's a protection bit here in front, and they've also become a little bit stronger. So that is something that Bus 4x4 has added or changed in the last 2 years. So at the moment, they're doing all these upgrades of things that they've found out in the last years where they improved on their product. So we're extremely grateful for that. Also part of it is to get mud flaps onto the back. We didn't have proper mud flaps anymore after the bar was put on. So Bus 4x4 has just modified their mud flaps to fit on the rear bar.
It takes a bit longer, but it also means I've now only got one day, Thursday, to do the 48 volt conversion to the hub. So it's gonna be a long day. And then we have to pack and shop. And I think it will be a spot landing to leave on a camping trip on Saturday. But it will be tight. It will be very tight.
Moment of truth time. What will the ride height be? Wow, it's close to perfect. Good job, guys. One last thing, the wheel alignment needs doing before taking it on a test drive. The initial drive will be done by one of the Bus 4x4 engineers.
Good sign. Dead ahead, dead ahead. Yep.
Talkative chap, isn't he?
Well, good morning to you. This is actually why we came all this way. Today. I mean, apart from all of the other stuff. The other stuff was fun and interesting and everything. But this now is why we're here. And it, of course, features that lot there. And using that lot there, we'll be fitting that there. That is the first EGON DC Hub 48 volts, and it replaces, well, point at all of the things that it replaces, Heiner.
These wiring connections, that fuse box, that external relay wiring, that bus bar here, that shunt there, and this fuse box here. That's very hard to open now. That's all the big MIDI fuses in there. Really well placed, so I can't get to it. And also most of the cables that you can see, because the cables are to interconnect all these external bits and pieces together, and that is all done on a circuit board now, rather than with wires on a board.
Right.
So I'm gonna start unscrewing and labeling everything, and then I'm gonna redesign this whole panel. And ideally, by 3-4 o'clock this afternoon, I'll be done. Let's go.
There's not actually a lot I can do to help Heiner at the moment. He's in the zone. He's got his headphones on and he's buried in his work. He's been going now for a little more than 2 hours. Let's go and see how he's doing. The place we're staying at is very, very convenient. It's a very, very ordinary kind of motel, but we have this little car park right up at the top of the property, so there's nobody around, and we've actually, and the sun's shining, so it's kind of nice outside. Let's see how he's going. How you doing there?
Hello.
Hello, how you doing? Finished?
Almost.
Okay, you found a location for it.
It's not the most convenient location, but it's the one that fits.
Okay, I see all the piles of cables lying everywhere.
But I'm excited. There should be a whole lot less mess. Which I quite like.
Which is the point.
Yes. Because less mess means less complication. Easier installation. At the moment I'm just trying to extend cables in a non-professional way.
And while he does that, I'll do some other important things.
I'm going to check the car over. Obviously, we had such a great opportunity yesterday to check it underneath, so I'm not going to do that again. That's not necessary. But they did do an engine oil change for us, a service on the car. I wanted to check that that was done, completed. Everything looks good. All the fluid levels look good. They changed the air filter. I want to make sure that that is properly down and secured. It is. Never trust your dealership, no matter who they are. Before you go on a trip, just don't. Because they're not there to handle the consequences if they forgot to do something. Got to check the wheel nuts.
Progress has been made. DC converters are hooked up. Batteries hooked up. Alternators hooked up. Feedback to the vehicle is hooked up. Wake speed is still missing. The servo still needs some cables. And the shunt, which we still have to wire for this. In the future it's not needed anymore because it will be inbuilt into the batteries. And it's just a CAN bus connection in the future. And I think in about 1.5 hours we can have a test run.
It's 3 p.m. He said he would be finished at around 3 p.m. Let's go and see. And?
It's testing time.
Oh, wow.
I've beeped everything through. So, but now it's a matter of slowly connecting power bit by bit. Because we've never tested this before. I mean, it was tested in the workshop where it was made. And our engineer tested that as well. I've beeped it through now to make sure 48 and 12 volt aren't connected somewhere on the board. Because this is the very first prototype. It's never been installed before. And if there would be a place on the board where 12 and 48 would connect, you know, we could very well destroy some of the electrics of the car. So it's a matter of going step by step by step now, very slowly, carefully, one fuse after another.
Okay.
Because the alternative, if we fuck this up, would be a tow truck home.
You're going to connect the battery.
Yes.
So what's going to happen now, before you do it, is that going to... Should I go there and tell you if something happens?
No, a spark would appear if something happens. Let's see.
No spark. Okay. No current.
Well, that doesn't look like there's a big short somewhere. That is good.
Okay.
All right, can you please turn accessories on?
Turn accessories on.
Not ignition, just accessories. And stay there in case you have to turn it off. Turn the engine on.
Ignition on.
Engine on. Start the engine. So now I'm gonna check if we have got power on the vehicle supply side. And we do.
Yes.
That is very good. Let's see if it pushes through to the 48 volt side. We got nothing. That is very good. Nothing here. We should have power here as well. Nice. We shouldn't have power here. Nice. Okay, very good. That is very good. Oh, look.
Oh.
It's alive!
It's alive! It's a living thing.
So that is good because this is the alternator controller, the OE alternator controller. And that is now indicating that a fuse is blown because there's no fuse in there. Perfect. Means we got 12 volt power there. Very nice. We've got 12 volt power
That's good. That is the supply to the switches. We got power there as well. Okay. So when connecting this, there will be a spark. And even though I know there will be a spark, it will still scare the crap out of me as per usual. Very easy to get to. Well done in the installation.
Tiny little spark.
I'm nervous. 3 years of R&D and planning. Oh shit.
That wasn't good.
Who's up here?
Yes, it was.
What's that?
That is the protection, fucking hell, for short circuits. Fucking hell, that blew up big time.
That was a big bang.
All right. Well, that part's fucked.
What are you thinking?
That's how R&D works. You keep making mistakes until you get it right. Unfortunately, I do that in front of a camera sometimes, so you get my holy shit moments where I think things have really gone wrong.
I'm thinking step by step. This is the protection against surges in the 48 volt side if the alternator has got a load dump scenario.
Which is the part that has never been tested.
Which is the part that has never been tested.
We didn't have that before with our previous drying. It's now built into the hub.
So let's check the board again. See if something has happened to it.
Okay. You want me to do what? Ignition.
Turn the engine on.
Ignition on.
Engine on.
Right.
Start the engine. Yes! Look! It's doing its thing.
Is that us going? Is that showing the 48 volt battery?
Yes. We're pumping a lot into the DC loads. Turn it off again for now. Can you turn the engine back on? That was a configuration issue because we've now got a shunt on board and I had to program that shunt correctly because it's got different values than the Victron shunts. And now alternator is producing 2000 watt on idle. We're charging 1,500 watts into the battery. About 500 watts are going into the car. It works.
It works.
It works.
So we're charging the way we want to charge. We're already up to maximum voltage. We can see the amps. That reading is now coming from the shunt built into the 48 volt hub. It worked. Except for blowing the resistor up. Oh God, I'm gonna have a big beer tonight. And we can actually go to the pub because the car will drive. But I think you're gonna be the designated driver today.
You're going to drink a lot?
No, but enough not to be able to drive anymore, I think. I think celebration is due. The idea of that part that just blew up is part of the load dump scenario protection.
Yes.
So load dump means when the alternator, for whatever reason, is under full load and the battery gets disconnected, there can be a massive voltage spike in the system. And that part is there to short circuit that high voltage spike, which will only last 300 to 500 milliseconds. And I think what happened is when I put the fuse in, there was arcing. And because I was shaking, because I was so nervous, I think
there was a load dump. There was a load dump.
There was a load dump scenario. And it lasted a lot longer than a few milliseconds. And I think that activated that circuit and it short circuited the battery. And then it went boom, which is, it's supposed to do that because if it overloads for a longer period of time, it just blows apart and protects the circuit so nothing gets too hot and catches fire. So in a way, it did what it was supposed to do.
But it's only going to do it
time when it was supposed to do it.
All right, and it can only do it once.
That can only do it once. I think what I've learned from that is that we should have something on there where you can turn the load dump protection on or off. So when you're actually fitting the board,
getting everything
turn
worded,
it off,
okay.
And then when everything's installed and you're happy with it, you turn the load dump protection on. Because you will get arcing when you connect something.
Yeah.
And if that blows up every time we install the circuit board, that's not really
not
good.
a great
But
thing, feature for the product.
No, but it's R&D. It's learning about these things,
Yeah.
and that type of circuit protection hasn't been built for 48 volt circuits so far. So
Again, it's a first.
we learned a valuable lesson. I
A
think.
first.
And it didn't destroy anything else, so everything still runs the way it's supposed to be running. We're going to redesign that.
Very nice chill out area right here.
We are giving birth to two revolutions here. We are taking a suburban van and turning it into an amazing overland off-road tourer.
It's my van, Lieutenant Dan. It's my van.
And we are taking the marvel of 48 volts and we are putting it in the hands of everyone. And you are witnessing the real-world testing of these systems. We're about to head off right across Australia, a test drive of a little under 6,000 kilometres, testing all of these brand new, never fitted before products and ideas. But first, we've handed it over to Jason from Bus 4x4 to give the suspension a bit of a test drive before we drive it into the wild blue yonder called Outback, Australia.
Oh, look, yeah, definitely with the standard setup being so focused on sort of commercial applications, it can be a little harsh at times, especially constant weight, but this now, surprisingly smooth.
That's what I thought too. I mean, it's still, the front definitely still needs adjusting.
It definitely rides over the bumps very nicely. Yeah, no, that's nice.
Nice, eh?
Two more things to do before we leave town. It's on a weighbridge, and we're all taking guesses as to the weight so far, given that the empty weight with the conversion is 2,500 kilograms.
Yeah, just a big lunch. A slightly big lunch over three ton.
Oh, it's 304. You're 10 kilos off your guess. That is quite impressive. Oh, look, we're almost perfect split.
We're almost a Porsche. We're almost 50-50 weight split.
That's why it drives and handles so well.
That's what us.
Yeah, you were spot on. That's pretty much exactly what you said.
Yeah,
Experience, hey?
I guess.
Comes with grey hair.
And to visit our friends at Headspace Campers. Right, where are we? We're at a place in Queensland, not far north of the city of Brisbane. And what have we got here? Well, there's a troop carrier. There's a troop carrier. Oh, look, a few other troop carriers over there. Oh, there's some more troop carriers. Let's see, what have we got here? Ah, that's not a troop carrier. Very nice looking 76 with a roof conversion and a lovely 110 with a roof conversion. Doesn't look like it's got a roof conversion on it, does it? No, it doesn't. Very, very nice conversion, that. Having not been here before, it was really nice seeing the home of the Headspace Camper. Our last stop before we leave town tomorrow morning. Well, good morning to a sunny Brisbane. We are packed and ready to go. We are driving right across Australia. We're all packed there. Been spent the last 5 days in this very pleasant environment. It's been very convenient actually, working on the van. We are absolutely over the moon with the way this thing is performing. Yes, the inside does look a bit like the bottom of a skip. That's because we have no packing systems. We are testing the roof conversion, the suspension, and especially the EGON DC Hub 48 volt. But now that we are fully loaded, the springs we have fitted have sagged a bit, and also now with the extra weight, and we're kind of where we started. The HiAce is sitting on its bump stops. So we've come to Ironman. They have a helper kit. We're going to see if we can find one that'll fit.
Have a look. Behold my genius. That didn't fit, but it does now. It doesn't look pretty.
Ah, no, that's great.
Right?
Yeah,
But that will work.
yeah,
Doesn't interfere here because there's room to move there.
yeah.
Alright, you might be a good apprentice and hand me those fitting kits, right?
Yes, sir. You have already gained
I know.
25 to 30
What?
millimeters, maybe more. The guys from Ironman Rocklear deserve a shout out. Thank you for guys. You loaned us some extra tools, a rattle gun to speed up the process. This is feels a bit like a bush fix because helper springs like this is not the solution. So we have yet to find the right solution for the rear springing on the HiAce. For a moment I thought we had it, but as we increase its weight, we're not there yet.
I think we should increase the shock rate a bit in the back.
But you know, any kind of fix it like this, it's not a solution. This feels to me like a bush fix, and I worry that we've now added different stresses to different parts of the spring, and the springs are not designed for that. So we're doing things that the engineers, when developing this vehicle, would never condone. And we're good to go. Which means in the early stages, lots of stopping and lots of checking. Yeah, okay, give me a commentary. What's that going on?
The weather is exactly the way it was when I arrived in Brisbane and drove through New South Wales. It's raining again. A bit north of Sydney, there's massive floodings at the moment, so I hope I can even make it through to go all the way to Brisbane. Woo! So we just keep driving because it's the best thing you can do, because camping right now, I mean, you'll be okay in there, but I don't want to sleep in the rain, so we decided to drive for another, I don't know, 1.5 hours, because then the rain would have passed and we've driven out of the rain, so at least we can camp without rain tonight. Arrive at night, set up the first camp in the dark at night. But how hard can it be, right? That's the plan anyway.
So you slept well?
Oh, so much better than in the hotel.
Me too. Far better than the hotel.
So quiet and peaceful here.
Lovely. I didn't have anybody working on their Holden Commodore just outside my bedroom window until 11:30 p.m.
Yeah, there was no motorway either.
There was no highway. We were
No.
right next to the highway, and it was not actually that pleasant.
And there's no highway here.
But it did the job. I'm not complaining. It did the job really well.
It did. It was.
Our
it-
accommodation. And the fact that we could work the van right there outside
Yeah.
actually was brilliant.
It wasn't luxurious, but it had everything it needed.
Yeah.
Which makes it luxurious in a way, right?
I need a pair of scissors because the camera's rolling now. We should say we've just been talking about how actually advantageous it is for us to have a campsite that's very kind of disorganized and disarrayed. So first night camping. Because if we had a camping system already installed in the vehicle, well, we use what we've got. So you don't learn as much.
No, and if you build it before you've used the vehicle, before you get to know the vehicle, because this is new.
Yeah.
We don't know where things should be, but now in just makeshift putting things in, we learn, okay, it's good to cook here. Is this box in the way? Does it make sense to have water here or there?
I'm learning an enormous amount about how I might, if I built myself a van, how I would configure it, and I'm learning a massive amount by, throwing ideas back and forward, so that I know when I do, well, if I do, how the layout might work best. Small town of Roma, where we can get a few things. We need some way of cleaning out the inside, some floor mats for the van, and there's a local hardware store that hopefully will have it. What have you got there?
We can now camp inside in nature because we'll have lawn. I'm looking for a garden gnome.
And this is the last piece of civilization before we reach Alice Springs. And I know some of you are probably thinking, civilization, Alice Springs, those two things used in the same sentence? Pushing it a little bit? Maybe. But now we're going into the true wilderness. Our overnight stay is in Charleville, and this wonderful mural depicting 4X country, central Queensland, we found in a local tavern. But why Charleville? Why did we stay at Charleville last night? What was the main reason?
To the observatory. Observatory, thank you very much. To look at the stars.
I'll do it. I'll take it from here. At the Charleville Observatory, there's an option of spend the evening with the stars, which we decided was a good idea. It was a huge amount of fun. Astronomy has always interested me, and events like this really gets me thinking maybe I should take it more seriously.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah? You go for it.
So how well can a mobile phone take a photograph through the eyepiece of a Cassegrain telescope?
Look at you go.
Done this a couple times.
Thought so. So, sometimes I use really big words I don't quite understand to make myself sound more photosynthesis. Right.
Very important mod to the van. We now have our own patio lawn, and even a rollout mat. Pretty cool, hey? And some firewood.
But still no garden gnome.
Diesel, people who love diesel, they are the happiest people. Wendara. This is the last stop before, well, nothing. West of here, there is absolutely nothing for 2 days. Welcome to Outback, Queensland. The sun
is racing towards the horizon. Where to camp? The choices. You can camp absolutely everywhere. There are very, very few fences, and so it's our first truly wild camp on this trip. So after several hours on gravel, what are you seeing?
I'm just checking the U-bolts to make sure that they're all still tight, and one of them was actually a tiny bit loose.
Okay.
So, but I'm only getting to the inside ones now. For the outside ones, I'll need the ratchet. These are still good.
Yeah.
I know where they were sitting, so they have not moved at all. It was just these ones because the axle was out and put back in, and usually after the first time of hitting gravel, you should just check. It's probably good. These are all good, they're super tight. It's just this one there that I've found.
There are other questions that we're also trying to address. The bodywork, for example. Does the slider rattle?
What about the dust ingress in the back? Is it bad?
Does the back door let in dust? Lots of things that we are discovering about this vehicle that is so new to us.
Not a lot of dust there.
No, it's good. It's okay. There was a worry that there'll be a lot of flex with the van, and therefore a lot of dust. Not much at all, which is good news. So I'm doing this to camera, right? So bear with me. I'm talking to Gwyn. Gwyn has prepared our supper tonight. Yes, I haven't seen her in well over a week, but I've got her on the phone. I'm using Starlink, and she has freeze-dried a chicken curry and rice. The way to cook it, she tells me, is to add boiling water, seal the bag and wait 15 minutes. What's the noise? What are you doing? Are you building a new crane in the backyard? That's what it sounds like.
What?
Gwyn is building a crane in our kitchen. That's what it sounds like.
I'm washing a pot.
She's washing a pot, but it sounds like she's building a crane. Or dismantling a crane. That's actually what she's doing. Okay. So I'll let you know, everybody, how well it goes. Gwyn's busy cooking her supper at home in Perth, which is where we're heading. It'll take us a little bit more than a week to arrive there. Okay, I'm going to make supper now. Love you too.
Bye.
Bye. Never a dull moment in the White household. She's dismantling a crane in our kitchen.